I think so too. You know, it's maybe last game we saw a bit more like both teams wanting to just happily farm and scale, and we're kind of going blow for blow. Whereas this game, I think, you know, different drafts in the sense where, like, as we've touched upon, OG, you know, a bit more pressure to be on a timer, but I don't think that means their draft is worse at all. It's very much just like they've got to be the aggressors.
We do see BZM has gone Exort, so he's really one of the few invokers, I think, along with Stormstormer, that really likes the Exort route still, even though if it is a good cross-wex game, and maybe that's going to help their scaling, potentially here for him, so I'm never going to doubt BZM's invoker. Again, like I said, I think he's probably the best right now in the scene, so it's going to be a treat to watch for this last game to close out the night here with the BZM invoker. Yeah,
we'll see what we can do with these Sunstrikes. Definitely no reliable setups in your side lanes. There are a few slows, and you know, sometimes you can just kind of telegraph the movement and hit those Sunstrikes even without setup. So something Tundra's going to have to always be aware of in side lanes is like that these Sunstrikes can come flying in at any time.
They can indeed. So let us see how we shape ourselves up again under with this game advantage. And you know, two sides are looking pretty good in regards to the group stages, but they'd love to make sure they get a bit better of the seeding heading into the playoffs. And honestly, I mean, they're not even guaranteed just yet, I believe, for the upper bracket or the lower bracket. They are in prime position, but so every win, you would take it where you can get it.
Yeah.
They might be in some trouble.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble. This is probably going to look like our first blood with 3 heroes completely surrounding him. He's going to look... That's
no.
Oh, that's an ambitious TP. Oh, no. So, I mean, it's minus 100 gold for the teleport. Then yours to get the kill as well. So, poor Snake King.
Yeah, and it... Probably most importantly, TP now on cooldown too, so he can't just... He's going to make that walk of shame back to lane. That's a brutal start for him, and you know, we mentioned OG, the ones who want to have a strong early game and mid game. That's a nice way to get things rolling.
Was it actually that? Okay, so Kitrak got the kill, so we saw last time the Kitrak on the Crystal Maiden got a very early kill. He just ferried out as much resources as he was possibly able to hold inside the inventory, so let us see if that's going to be enough, because again, 33 Darkseid was a treat to watch earlier in the day as well. He just had such an incredible showing with that Sark's Wind Ranger, like you mentioned. And do we feel like this lane is going to be any different against the CM Alchemist? Should this be a kind of a free farm lane for the Darkseid?
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of pressure. I mean, as you mentioned with the CM getting first blood, like I think CM uses Mangoes better than like almost any other support right now, just because you're so mana starved once you hit level 2 and you're using both nukes. And you combine the double nuke with the Alchemist Acid plus Concoction combo. That's like basically 4 spells / nukes that can pose a ton of threat. So I think this could become a tough lane for the Darkseid to, you know, actually farm them.
I guess the Sunstrike on top of that, right? Like you spoke about the stuns. That's multiple ways to be able to set up for it. So we shall see. I mean, level 1 stun, you got 1.7 second maxed out, and we're already going to see Yuragi looking to try and play aggressive, but that's the one nice thing at least. Saxo can instantly try and respond and get some distance away with the wind run, and 33, it'll be a little bit more difficult with this surge because there is an animation, but regardless, we'll have to see them play kind of their limits on the outskirts in that top lane. But bottom lane, of course, with the last pick here for Tundra on the PL, a hero that we've seen banned out a lot, but we haven't actually had an opportunity to cast the PL, so let's we'll get to see truly how strong this hero is currently.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Skier just continues to highlight how diverse his hero pool is. You know, we've covered, I think, like 8 Tundra games now here on the Ember stream, and I feel like we've seen 6 or 7 different hero picks from Skeeter, so Tundra really utilizing that hero pool diversity of his.
Don't you worry, buddy. We're going to get another Tundra game tomorrow as well.
Perfect.
So we are all up. We got 5 Tundra series.
I'm not complaining on it. It's like I think I told you. It's like it's fun to see the same team. You saw some teams back to back, and like you really feel like you get to know a team when you're commentating them, and know what to expect. So, and also obviously Tundra's been dominating, so we see some great Dota from them.
Kitrak. Alright, 33 is able to chase him down. Meanwhile, Yuragi will take out the Wind Ranger's health pool, so it's going to be a trade of the supports, and of course both the cores are going to get the gold and the experience.
Yep. Pretty, like you said, even trade. I think overall maybe Tundra slightly prefer that, because I think this is a lane that could get tricky for Tundra if they're not careful. So just trading supports, getting the CM out of the lane, Darkseer, you know, being on full health, unharassed is a good sign. Like they just don't want to lose this lane more than anything.
They do scout out Tiger's use of the twin gate up top. They've got this observer already set up, so Atlanta leaving's not going to catch them off guard here.
Yeah, something that's become more and more common is these just wards on the twin gates to spot any kind of early game rotation shenanigans like this. And it's always tricky to know because it could be warded on either side. So like he may be like, oh, they must have warded the gate, but you're not going to know which side gets warded. So getting that D ward is like a bit of a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, well, Tiger, he'll get nothing out of that rotation, so it looks like back to bottom he goes. And I thought they might be able to play this lane a little bit more aggressive on OG, but I guess Skeeter, of course, with the Doppelganger has a Dispel to work with, so a lot of the spells won't have too much of effectiveness against him, and you know, Snaking's done a pretty good job to be able to help the creepy Calivrian and off the back of some of the pawns, and then they've been able to open up the small camp, so he's also level 3 for the Enchantress.
I think PL's always been a good response to the Venomancer, even when Venom used to be played like 4-3 position. Just having the Phantom Rush and, you know, a way to kill the Venomancer too with your Lances, just combined with the Dispel, just makes a really good hero matchup. So part of the reason why they picked the PL here, I imagine. And of course you've got the Enchantress, one of the best 5 positions in Dota right now.
Might be gearing up for a dive on BZM mid lane. 33 and Sarks are here together. And OG, they're also starting to funnel in some extra members for this fight. BZM's going to be caught off guard though with a backstab, and they should be able to get the kill into the Orca first. Nice deny onto 9 as well, so Tundra, I mean, keeping their eyes on everything inside that little engagement, and in the end, they're going to be rewarded with a double kill as well, so Tundra, beautifully done from them.
Yeah, both teams just reading each other's movements. Suddenly there's, 6 heroes in the mid lane with all the supports making this big move. We saw last game how this mid matchup can be so important, and making sure they bring the numbers here with all their supports coming in. Tundra are going to be happy with the overall outcome there, but you are going to be a bit concerned that you've given Yuragi a completely free lane. You can see there on the net worth, 1,500 net worth ahead of number 2, and this is just 6 minutes in the game. Complete, utter free farm. Already has the Soul Ring, so he can fall back to the jungle, make stacks, farm stacks, just kill any and every camp that he wants, and on track for a very fast Radiant.
Bottom lane, they're going to try and put a little bit of pressure into Skeeter. He's held down, maybe trying to force out some reactions as well. No one's going to TP from Tundra. Hold them at the moment. They might be forced to though, Kitrak. They get in range for the Frostbite. The slow is going to be applied, and our Skeeter's in a lot of trouble. Frostbite to be able to set up for the Sunstrike, and we've got our first kill that BZM's able to get involved in.
Very nicely done. Just baiting out the Doppelganger with the Gale. You know, could have used the Gale earlier, but waited till the CM was in range, and you know, as soon as he Doppelgangers, you just hit the Nova, and there's just way too many slows for this PL to get away from, so very good rotation here. They can't easily pressure this tower though. Brewmaster's not the best hero to do that with, but the Vanguard, there's just very little they can do to get MC out of this bottom lane. But all of the support, they've got heroes rotating. Monkey King's actually showing up here. This is a big commitment to bring your mid laner down bottom. You want to get a kill out of this, and I'm just not sure they've got the opening to do so.
Maybe wasting a little bit too much time. I guess one nice thing is Saxer is soaking up experience mid, and I mean the win range is already level 5 at that pretty much 8-minute mark. They still have their wisdom room as well yet to claim. We'll see who's going to be the one that looks to take that. We're getting pretty close to the MC primal split. Actually, mid lane BZM. A little bit of trouble. The Force Tigers TP and 9 actually might get turned upon now. The Sunstrike to work with the Cold Snap as well. BZM's doing a really good job to play his distance, and with the combo, tries to use the Mischief, but not going to be on the mark, and they'll still get a return kill onto Tiger nonetheless. It looks like, of course, OG are very happy with that exchange.
Yeah, so much value. I mean, you talked about, obviously, the potential Cold Snap Urn combo for the Cross Lex Invoker, but just the Venomancer with the Cold Snap there doing some work, but needs to get out of this one. Gets very low, but the Tornado...
Any more bottom? Skeeter, he's probably going to go down. MC and Kitrak. What? That's a huge kill. Oh, he DC straight away. Oh no. Oh, come on, you did get come on, you can't.
Yeah, you got it. You got to throw out the voice lines, especially the Hikaro voice lines. You know, keeping it classy, and that was not even using the primal split, just a good old fashioned chase down.
And just will highlight it, top lane 33 used wall as well onto Yuragi, so he's not going to get a kill. This is just maybe a zoning wall to get him out of the lane for a little bit, but so we may have some more action down at this bottom side, so we'll see what they're going to be able to do if they want to bring even more heroes to maybe contest this. But MC having Vanguard and Split again, I'd like to see OG bring another member down to bottom to try and open up this map, because you've got a big ultimate to work with. But meanwhile, Yuragi, well, he's still actually in some trouble. 9 looking to connect with 33's use of the wall, but the Sunstrike's going to be able to connect. Concoction as well. It's not enough damage to get both the kills, but with BZM in the neighborhood, the Evoke is easily going to be able to clean up. He's lacking some range though to get 33, but 9 is really suffering with the Monkey King. That's his 3rd death of the game, 9 minutes in.
Yeah, this is their, they picked it early on in the draft, into the Alchemist, but obviously the Alchemist has that flexibility, and for the most part, at least OG has run it both mid and carry, so they don't mind flexing it, and didn't get that favorable mid matchup that he perhaps wanted, and even with the support rotations, he's been having a bit of a rough time. He's the lowest net worth of all the cores, so that Tundra are going to have to try and find some answers for. Because right now the pressure is really heating up here. They've lost their bottom tier 1 tower, and I imagine we're just going to keep seeing OG making all these moves, looking to keep fighting.
They will indeed, as Yuragi. See if they're going to actually have enough damage onto Snaking. Pretty survivable with a lot of one charges too, so there's not going to be an opening for the Sunstrike. Team was close to connect, but you see the status of this game. Your Phantom Lens has a Midas queued up on Skeeter, so you're just praying that somehow you're able to get towards the later stages and avoid this 20-25 minute timing that OG are gonna have.
You can see where Tundra's going back to that, greedier playstyle. We saw them in the game earlier today where they had the Doom, and it was very much like, we can't fight them. They're going to be getting some kills here and there, but as long as we just get as much farm out of the map as possible, we don't mind being down on kills, avoiding team fights for the first 30 or so minutes, as long as we have, got the farming efficiency going. And, multiple heroes who can farm very well, the PL with the Midas, Darkseer, they have ways to just kind of keep up with OG, even if OG are getting these kills.
They're actually wanting to fight though. 33, of course, top of the net worth for Tundra, so that's really their most impactful hero early on, so they're going to try and look to play with him. Got walled already, maxed out Shell. We know how much damage this can do if they give it over to the Monkey, and it's actually going to be 33 that wants to start. They'll try and chase down Kid Track. It's very deep inside OG's territory, and the rest of Tundra, they don't want to connect with 33. He was maybe baiting, trying to get an opportunity for a fight, but he just runs straight to 4 heroes, and Tundra with nothing to do with. Now BZM, he cancelled 9's TP with just him for the cold snap, so 9 will also go down, continuing on with his disastrous start in the second game.
Yeah, I think Tundra just getting too big for their britches there. They're really forcing the issue there, and I think they just weren't expecting OG to defend. They'd just taken that bottom tier 1 tower to Brewmaster's not really here, but OG brought numbers, and the second they, Darkseer charges forward and realizes how many heroes are there, the rest of Tundra's we're not ready to fight. They're far too weak. The PL is, obviously just not involved in the game right now and won't be for at least another 5 minutes, so OG more than happy to bring all 5 to guarantee a good team fight.
They might not even get Tiger. Oh god, they won't.
Oh, they will.
Alright. Beautifully done. So actually, he's on the ball. But, let's see if they're going to be able to continue it, because OG aren't going to stop. Yuraki's got the Radiance getting delivered on the Corey, and he's looking to fight before he even gets the item. Now with 33 caught out, they'll be able to set up for the Sunstrike, caught snap. Holds him in place for the damage. MC is going to look to close the distance with the split as well. They'll turn their attention to the easy kill onto Snaking, and MC is going to be able to control some of the supporting casts as well, so they'll just have to stand idly by and watch their captain end up getting killed off. And we spoke about the status of the game with a Midas queued up on PL. Well, 9, he's got his own Midas as well, so Yeah, this is looking grim.
That says so much about Tundra's mentality right now. Not to say, like, you know, they're, you know, tilted or anything. It's just very much like, it's telling about their approach to this game, where it's like, our only chance is just to go late game. You know, I theoretically it's avoiding fights, which is why I think what happened top was a bit odd, because it was kind of like they forced that fight. But I think what we're going to see over the next 5-10 minutes is Tundra just basically giving up ground. Wherever OG goes, they just play keep away. You know, OG's probably going to be able to get a free Roshan. There's just nothing Tundra's going to be able to do to fight in them. When you're going double Midas, like, this 3k gold lead is, like, theoretically like a 7 to 8k gold lead, because Midas is just not an item that really helps you fight at all. Yeah, Alchemist drafts are typically playing from ahead, but with Radiance, and I assume a Blink Dagger to follow, you know, this Alchemist is going to be more than happy to get involved in fights, as we're already seeing. Like, Unstable Concoction early is such a great stun, such a great setup for Sunstrikes, that OG are in such a dominant position here.
So I do guess the one issue for OG is just their cash potential across the map, like when Tundra are looking to split push. So is there any way they can look to address that potential issue they might have?
Maybe one of the considerations is like Invoker to travel or something. I think obviously there's the Blink Dagger, which is, you know, gives him basically solo kill potential on a lot of heroes. Yep. I think the hope is just that, you know, these heroes aren't like flash farmers. They're gonna have Midases on PL and Monkey King, but like, you know, at some point it's just like, as long as you're taking away farm by like taking over their jungle, warding it, you're just going to be able to farm a lot more of the map. So I don't think there's like a demand that you have to be able to pick everybody off who's split pushing.
Okay. Kit track bottom lane, freezing field onto Skeeter. What's going on here? It's just a dominance play. Kit track is going to die to the T2 tower.
Oh, no.
Whoa. Alright, they're getting to the end. Oh my god, dude, that is a Chad play that almost works out.
Yeah. Bit of an NA Dota play, you know? Bring the NA player out of NA, but every now and then the plays show up. But honestly, Kitrek's been very impressive with OG. Like, a stand-in playing at his first ever major, and this is one of the rare times where I feel like I've seen him make a play that like makes me scratch my head like, what are you doing, Kitrek? He's been very stable and solid. Just, yeah, for a player playing in his first major, does not seem to have too many nerves.
Mr. Tiger, we saw what happened prior when they dived deep behind the tower, and OG is starting to bring the reinforcements. They're going to start with Uragin. Seems like that's all they'll need. Saxa will still be able to get the kill nonetheless with the power shot before they trade lives. Down to the south, they're onto 33 as well. A Frostbite's going to stop the retreat, and BZM, of course, has plenty of damage with the Invoker. So OG, they'll be able to find multiple heroes once again around this top side of the map.
BZM's built. The Witchblade, the drums, and the treads, is just all this early right-click damage. Almost has maxed out Exort, so he's with like an alacrity on, he's just shredding through heroes, buildings, whatever it may be. He'll find an extra kill onto Snakings and Enchantress here. As mentioned, it's less about, like, you want to hunt down these kills, but taking away farm, taking away these Ancients, taking away these key objectives, things like, you know, you want to maybe fight over the enemy Tormentor, the enemy Wisdom Runes. If you take these away, you get really far ahead.
Lark's almost getting a solo kill off the back of the Medallion, so very close. Once again, not going to be enough though. Snap with lead continuing to grow for OG up to 4,000, but Skeeter, I mean, he's getting a decent chunk of farm. He's second in net worth. This Midas definitely paying off. He's got the Diffuser Blade, and now even the Monkey King, his Midas has been completed as well. So OG, you do need to continue playing pretty aggressive over the next coming minutes.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to look to slow down. They haven't gone for any of these greedy items. It's very much, yeah, like I mentioned the Invoker's build, those are items that you want to fight now with. They're going for the early mech on the Venom. They're getting the utility items. And yeah, they're going to try and take any fight they can.
It's 1-5 deep behind the T2 tower. Saxon's going to be okay for the moment. Skeeter's going to try and chop with the Diffuser Blade as well, so he feels strong to get involved. They'll be able to deal with the illusions. Gets the real PO off the back of the concoction. Skeeter's in trouble. He committed into the fight off the back of the doppelganger, so he has no way to escape. And meanwhile, 9 drops the Wukongs but gets 0 value out of it. So they're going to chase the Monkey King as well to the ends of the world. He'll make him work with it, be used to the mischief, but it will not matter with all the members on OG. It's going to be another member of Tundra that goes down.
Yeah, the Venom damage and the wards just giving damage over time, so he can't jump up to those trees. There was no heroes really on him, but he still didn't have the tree dance. So they were able to easily chase him down, and all Tundra can do is just disperse, get the hell out of there, and give up more ground to OG, who just having their way with him right now.
Yeah. And when you're at this stage of the game, you can't be... like, PL doesn't have this window where you can have a couple of deaths. Like, if you're going to have a way back in, you pretty much need to go flawless now for the rest of the game. So...
I can understand the sentiment. It was like very much like, okay, PL's, he's probably saying like, I've got defusal. If they dive, I'll come and join the fight. Like, yeah, you're only minus defusal. You're not the strongest, especially considering how well OG are doing. But probably Tundra just feeling, a little bit desperate, like they're just giving up too much. So they force the fight. The tower helps them out. It almost brings down the CM, but there's still just too much firepower on OG.
This has always been a team on Tundra that have somehow been able to stall out games and do crazy stuff across the map with their heroes, so see if they're going to be able to continue to do so. Is bottom Tiger? Saxa's kind of punting him down. Seems a little bit awkward right now with what's going on, because you've also got Kidrak starting to move on over. I'll drop the wall and maybe just have Saxa try and go for the finishing blow. Alright, that's a bigger kill, 9. Well, they don't really mind about having Tiger go down. He won't even die in the end. Kidrak with a freezing field to buy some time. And now they're starting to cut off the retreat. Sunstrike sucks. Almost runs into it, but where's the angle for him to retreat? He's going to go up to the north instead. That's going to the one spot. Meanwhile as well, 33. He's got the Greaves and 1 charges to work with, but it looks like, is it enough? Tornado just shy. Doesn't have the levels out of the Wex. This is very deep, but it's not going to matter in the end. There is no one home from Tundra to be able to penalize the dive, as OG can get the easy kill and look to get out.
Yeah, they didn't get some damage here on the tier 3 tower before the backdoor protection kicks in. They force out a glyph, and they're not done with the slaying. They've found Saxa's win range. It's just Kidrat CM, but...
Go for it. He ran back.
Yeah. It's always hard. Like, you probably... His teammates are probably yelling, like, Sunstrike, care. So he tries to, like, juke it or something and ends up running into it. Always a feels bad moment. And they're not done. Now we're going to see Snaking get found. Don't see any way out of this one for him here, even with the heals. Invoker's in the neighborhood, so yeah, another easy kill going OG's way.
This is the classic space created. Actually, 9's in a lot of trouble bottom lane. Tiger was able to find him, and as soon as 9 gets a little bit of damage on him, there is no escape. Man, OG, bring everyone! Alright! Everyone comes bottom of the DP in, so...
Roche is there, it's fine.
And it's crazy they read as well. They won't be able to do anything off the back of the scan, but just the awareness from them that Skeeter's up top. Yeah. So, they're gonna... Whoa, hang on. Okay, maybe they can do something. Uragi... Used to the rift, and Skeeter's gonna get super crafty with escaping this one. Okay, never mind. Just it does sometimes get too crafty. No one else followed you.
Look, hitting the TP button, that's a good trick, Aries. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I thought the other boys were gonna come, but no, apparently.
No, so did I, because it was one of those things when they made that big move down bottom, I thought, okay, it's a good kill because it's right by Roche, they can just go into Roche, but then they're like, no, it's true Roche, we're just going to keep fighting. We're just going to keep hunting, and even now you've got Brewmaster popping an ult trying to kill the PL. All these OG heroes just trying to get these kills by themselves, and for the most part it's been working.
It's going to be a free Roche going over the way of OG, at least for Tundra. They're going to be able to get the Aghanim Shard. Will be given over to Snaking. And I mean, the net worth leader still not growing entirely. So at one bad fight, and some crazy stuff can happen where Tundra could be back in this game, but also one fight that goes the way of OG, and you're probably going to lose a full set of barracks. You might even be able to go for more as well. So yeah, this game is on a very fine line.
OG drops and kills buildings very quickly with Exalt Invoker, with Alchemist 2 being as farmed as he is, so...
Speaking of the Elk Uragi, we're kind of trying to sit up on the Alchemist top, but we're going to run to Saxa for... Oh, man, again,
Sunstrike.
dude. They do isolate away from the rest of their team, so maybe Tundra going to make the attempt. Onto Kid Track they go, but BZM, he's going to be able to disrupt the combo. Wars out from 33. They'll be able to get the initial kill. Skeeter's going to try and lock onto the Invoker as well, but the Deafening Blast will give him a bit of breathing room. But the boys are starting to TPM, but BZM, I mean, he's still got the Aegis, all their attention put on the Invoker, and he's still got a second life to work with. They wouldn't even kill him the first time. BZM stands strong, and the rest of Tundra, they're in shambles. An all-out retreat has been called. Sneaking, should be able to get some distance away under the cover of the Glimmer Cape, but the fact that, alright, they sniped the Aegis at least, so Saksa was able to take that one away.
Crystal Maiden as well out of it, but that was after buying back. But yeah, the way BZM just played that fight with an Aegis, just kept holding his ground, even fighting through the Wukong there. The PL's just going on in with an illusion army, and he's still just finding ways to dish out as much damage as possible. Couldn't quite get it.
BZM. 9, 1, and 11. What a first Invoker performance. He's got a Mjolnir queued up as well. So, yep. All right, let's see how he's going to be able to perform with this as Tundra. They're going to try and force the issue. No Wukongs and no wall though, so this is not going to be an easy fight without their ultimates.
Yeah. We had some questions about, if this game does drag, like how do you, Tundra's late game timings with the PL, dealing with the illusions, but if you get Mjolnir on Invoker, maybe even, second double Mjolnir with the Alchemist too, you've got plenty of AoE magic damage to handle this PL.
And importantly, you got the Crimson as well from MC, so that's going to mitigate a lot of the PL's damage at this early stage. He needs a lot more items to be able to go through that absorption.
Just throwing spells to try and delay the push. This wall isn't to initiate or take a fight, it's very much just to create some illusions and try and keep your tower alive.
Get on my base. They go to mid, why not? Run the other way around.
With the wall top, we go mid.
Snaking. Sunstrike on the mark. And another dead hero. Oh, they got 9 in the tree line as well. BZM. What a beautiful use of the combo. 9 is going to try lay the Wukongs down for some bonus armor. Nice mischief. 9's alive, but it looks like 33. He'll have a different fate. They'll be able to turn to the dark side to get the easier kill. I thought they got the repeal, but Skeeter is back to the safety of the tier 4 towers, but OG, they didn't really have to commit too heavily at all, so they can continue to stand strong.
Getting under 25 minutes, they've already got their first rack here. They'll get the full lane too. You mentioned how OG's draft on a timer, and they are so far ahead here in the mid game with Aegis into racks that this really alleviates so much of that pressure of the CL outscaling you.
Oh, Snaking, you just pulled back. Keep him alive, team. Oh, Snaking.
Any Sunstrike?
No way. He's John Uragi though. Oh, beautiful angle. The concoction, but MC's in a bit of trouble. The Scooter illusions are starting to stack up. He's not going to be able to get the finishing blow. MC is just so tanky. This goddamn Crimson and Pipe.
Yeah, AC as well, like all the aura items. Like, you're getting a nice clear Jackal, but the damage just isn't there to follow up any of these back clear Jackals.
Well, the damage is there from BZM. He lands a pretty good combo with the meatball. Skeeter's going to be in the middle. Crimson again, though, she's mitigating all the damage from the Phantom Lance, so they're going to turn to the easier target into Cryptrax. Crystal Maiden, but it just takes them so long. By the time they get the kill, the supports are still continuing to go down as OG are feasting right now.
Yeah, they get some supports here, but everything's just coming at such a heavy cost. And with Alk ulti back up and an Alacrity, they're right back in. No glyph to defend your racks here. No Aegis, but OG just don't care. You've got to try and kite out the Alchemist, try and buy time for the Chemical Rage to wear off. They're just throwing stuns wherever they can, but a second lane of racks this early on could just be the end of Tundra.
What do you reckon the probability is? Oh, Jesus.
I was gonna say like 2%? What?
It's 3%, so we'll avoid that. We'll avoid that for Tundra. It's alright, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. What? Okay, Uragi accidentally bought Kyra and Sanj and then sold that for the Sanj and Kyra. So the Sanj and Yasha.
Yep. Yeah, they don't even want to give Tundra a chance to get back into this one. You know, they're seeing these Midases and things, and they're just like, these guys, how are these guys fighting? Monkey King, CL Midases, like, we're so far ahead. Like, 20k gold lead is even bigger when you factor in the fact that they have 2 Midases. Ultis are back up on OG, and they're ready to go for that killing blow to Mega Creeps.
Doesn't want to give him an opportunity to get their defense set up. Remains on Snaking once again, who's taken a lot of the damage. But the Force Staff's not going to be enough to protect him. And now they've got the numbers advantage, and they can crack the high ground. A 4v5, and all their dreams of potentially turning this back around is on the hopes of 33. He's going to get a hell of a combo, but they just shrug it off. They're so far ahead. All the damage mitigation will keep them healthy. They can stand strong inside the ring. There's nothing they've got to fear. With the ultimates expiring, they can look to celebrate with some kills to close out this game. You argue, though, he's going to try and respect him a little bit. Backing on off, Tiger. Well, he'll pay the price, but it looks like it's not going to matter in the end. 33-2 will join him in the afterlife.
Yeah, again, like, they're all just singing the Wukongs, and the only one who was taking damage was this 5-position Crystal Maiden. Like, the OG chorus is just so damn unkillable. There's just nowhere near enough damage. They do end up losing double supports, though, so an okay hold for Tundra, all things considered, but I think if you're OG, you're okay just waiting, resetting, having another go at the Rex, or even if you want to play it safe, you wait for Roshan to respawn and go for that.
It's a pretty nice ward that OG are playing with. They're scouting out a lot of Tundra's heroes starting to funnel into this bottom side of the map, so Uragi, it's going to catch him off guard. A beautiful concoction onto 2. MC is going to be close to connect as well. The ultimate's not there, but at least he brings all the auras for them to work with. And Skeeter, Doppelganger, it's still on cooldown as well. It'll finally come up to help get some separation. But OG, they're going to continue to funnel into the area. Skeeter, it's going to be a long escape for him to make it all the way back to the base. Surge will help cover the retreat, but the rest of the heroes now, they're completely vulnerable. They used everything to keep the PL alive, and now there is no way for them to escape. Well, Snaking will get cropped. No, wait, is he going to run it? Okay, Manny. Oh, was running to the Sunstrike inside the base.
Oh, now down 2. No Darkseid for the high ground defense. 2 cores, in fact, with the Monkey King dead as well. This should just be the Mega Creep.
Just go for the buildings instead. Who cares about the heroes? He just...
Yep.
Sure, just slowing down the game. That's all they are. Skeet up. Probably not even going to get the Crystal Maiden. What an item this Crimson Guard is currently at this stage in Dota. All the auras. Quite the meta we have currently. But for OG, they're going to be able to end our night with a 1-1 tie. And well, coming into this series overall, it was Tundra who had a great track record against OG. They were 10-1. But now it looks like they're going to be able to finish it with a 11-2 track record now.